11. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, it's so amazing to watch everybody moving forward towards their goal. I'm so happy for each and every one of you. And so today we're going to talk about becoming aware to make change. When you set goals, it's amazing how many different emotions can begin to arise to come up. Right? Remember, we talked last week about how when you have a goal here and your vibration and your subconscious beliefs are here, you're misaligned. But as you're staying committed to what you want, these things that are festering down here are going to become into your awareness. Share below if new feelings are arising for you through this challenge. Share in the comments if you're all of a sudden feeling like, holy cow, this is amazing, or you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I got some stuff to work through in order to bring my vibration up here, right? And so becoming aware to make change is so important. So tuning into how you're feeling and what's going on is key to keep going and reaching your manifestation goal. So I teach a 7-step healing process. And the first step that I teach is all about the power of tuning in. It's about learning how to take what you're feeling, process it, identify it, and then move forward from it. Correct? Like that's what we want to do. That way we process the emotion. It's not holding us down. We can process the emotion and then move forward and bring our energy level up to meet the level of what you're manifesting. So awareness is key to change, is the first key to bring in more greatness. And the tool that I use to help create awareness is the chakras. So make a comment if you know what the chakras are. If you don't know what the chakras are, don't worry. I'm going to do like a super fast introduction to it. And those in the Pro Manifestor, if you want to message me and we can talk more. But so the chakra system is such a key. So as a Reiki, as a transformative Neuro Reiki master, Reiki masters work with your chakra system, just like chiropractors work with your spine, acupuncturists work with meridians, your Reiki masters work with your energy system, which is your chakra system. Now, chakras, when they're all balanced and in harmony, things are flowing. If you haven't noticed Joni's messages, her chakras are all tuned up right now. She's in the process of flow. Everything's moving and working in harmony. And if you haven't checked out her videos, watch them. They're amazing, and she's got amazing insights to help as she is going through the process herself. But blockages can come into your chakras from trauma as a child, trauma as an adult, negative self-talk, the people you hang out with, your thoughts, accidents like physical accidents, emotional traumas, chemicals, drugs, alcohol, all of that, and foods, different foods, processed foods can all put blockages in your chakras. So it's important to know what they are. So there's 7 main chakras, and I teach this in a course called Fear to Freedom. And we go in every week, we dive into each chakra system. So just to give you a brief overview, your root chakra, there's 7 main chakras. We have hundreds of chakras, but there's 7 main chakras. The first one is the root chakra, and that chakra is to help feel balanced and secure and stable, grounded, present. The next chakra is your sacral chakra, and that's just below your belly button. And that's where your emotions are, where your femininity, your creativity, the flow of life. So if you're super rigid, you have an overactive root chakra. If you super go with the flow and you're all over, that means you have an overactive sacral chakra. The next chakra is your solar plexus, which is just below your belly button. And this is where your inspiration, your energy, your enthusiasm comes from. So if you're feeling tired or lethargic or low self-esteem, this is the chakra that needs some help. Then you have your heart chakra, and your heart chakra is your for giving and receiving, for trusting and forgiving and being open to receiving and giving, both. So it's a two-way street, the heart chakra. Then you have your throat chakra. That's all about communication, being able to listen, being able to speak your thoughts, your beliefs, your ideas, stating your truth, saying no, setting boundaries, as well as being able to listen to listen intently and actively to what's really happening and what's really being said. Then you have your third eye. This is about perspective, seeing things in new lights, envisioning your future, stating who you are, declaring who you are. Then you have your crown chakra. This is your connection to your higher self. And when all of these are open, you are feeling like Joni right now. That's the only way I can say. You just feel amazing. Things feel open and flowing and good. So your crown chakra is for your connection. It's for guidance and direction. And like you just have like a sense of purpose, and you're just, being called to do something. And so when all of these when things are misaligned or your emotions are all over the place, use your chakra system to tune in. So if you have something going on, if you're feeling emotional, then you need to tune into the sacral chakra. That's where the emotion is. If you're feeling like you can't do something, you lack confidence, tune into the solar plexus. If you're feeling like you're not deserving and not worthy of the manifestation goal, tune into your heart chakra. If you feel like you can't express what you truly want, that's the throat chakra. If you can't see yourself having it, that's the third eye. And if you're feeling disconnected, like you're not getting your messages or not, this is the crown chakra. And if you're not feeling stable, that's the root chakra. Do you see? Understanding the chakras can really, really help. And so I like to actually bring on someone that went through my chakra course called Fear to Freedom, so that she can share with you how powerful it is to understand the chakras and how they help. So today with me, I have the Miss Sarah Wise. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. And how is it up in your Massachusetts, right?
It's good. It's cool. It feels like a fall day, which is kind of crazy because it was like 90 degrees 2 weeks ago, but it's great.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, Sarah. And I know that we have done a lot of work together over the last couple of years. And so my first question, since we were talking about the chakras, is how did Fear to Freedom really enhance your ability to tune into what's going on with yourself?
So prior to doing Fear to Freedom, I was a very quiet, shy, kind of unconfident person. And then in doing Fear to Freedom, I noticed, or not noticed, but we discussed a lot about the throat chakra. And I can tell when my throat starts to feel a little tighter, that I'm not expressing my true self and not being super creative. And I found outlets to make myself more open as well. So it's definitely knowing that I have a very overactive crown chakra. We've discussed that before, but seeing how the chakras really have improved my life, and knowing that, sorry, my words are all over the place at the moment.
Okay.
I definitely can tell when something feels off, and knowing that I can sit in it and think about it and understand is amazing.
That's awesome. And I think something that you just said there is so important. There's so many people that when an emotion comes up, they're like, oh, I don't want to feel it. And they bury it. They bury it with food. They bury it with exercise. I've done both personally. I've done it with exercise and I've done it with food. They bury it with shopping or alcohol, or I've actually even buried it with other people's problems, so I didn't have to deal with my own. If you can relate, put a little message in the comment box. But so the fact that you just said that you take it, you process it, and then you move on. And I feel like that's something that's so important to hear, because so many people say, well, just sit in it and feel it. And it's like a journey. And let me ask you this. Does it take a long time to process an emotion and move on?
I would say it depends on what the emotion is and if you're using the right tools. I've noticed I've gotten arguments with certain friends, and I know certain ways they speak to me creates an emotion. And because of the journey we've been on together, I know how to sit in it for a minute and then get over it. Whereas other things, like a bad day at work, like a couple weeks ago, people got laid off from my job and I was scared. I took a day, I sat in it, and I was like, very upset, but I knew I could get out of it using the tools, but I allowed myself the time. I think
Mhm.
that's important. Is a lot of
Mhm.
people just want to, and myself included, just want it to be over right away. Like, I want to be happy all the time. But I needed to have patience with myself to be like, you're not going to be happy. You can be happy, but you also can be sad, anxious. It's just all about giving yourself permission to feel a certain way for the time allotted or
Yeah.
however long.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of that is also important. I think that you can decide on how long you want to be in that emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So, and here's the thing: it's a beautiful thing when you actually realize that you're in that emotion, right? And like I said, learning to tune in really helps you to understand what feelings are coming in. So the fact that you can recognize that, when you're anxious and scared, you need a little bit more time to process that through, whether it's, and in a conversation with a friend, you can get over that in a few minutes, depending.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. So prior to working with me and prior to the course of Fear to Freedom and understanding the chakras, how long in the past would you have stayed in that feeling of being scared and anxious?
Oh, probably like weeks, maybe months. Let's be real. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have given myself permission. I would have either buried it. I probably would have ate a lot that week, day, month, whatever. Um, I would have retreated back and just been like, okay, well, I'm next, so it doesn't matter. Um, and putting those negative feelings out. So it definitely would have taken me a lot longer.
Right. So that's what I really want people to understand, that when you're making changes, this is not, and that was my conversation yesterday. It's the process, not perfection, right? There's no perfect in this world. It's just the process of what we choose to do. So, it's not when you make transformation that you're going to live in that happy, elevated state, the rest of your life. It's now you have the choice. Do I want to stay up here? Or do I want to stay down here? And now you literally have the choice, when you know the tools, how to get up, how to keep yourself going up, is how long do I want to stay down here versus when do I want to get up here? And you can make that choice. And some people make it a day, some people make it 5 minutes, some people make it 30 seconds. And it really just does depend on, I think, the person and what you're overcoming. And how has receiving the tools, so it's one thing to understand and become aware, but to make the changes, well, I guess my first question is, the tools that you receive through Fear to Freedom, is that what is helping you take yourself back up the ladder?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we work together a lot on chakras and opening them up, and also meditations and visualizations, and knowing, like, last night going into work this week, I was stressed out. So I meditated for an hour. If you would have told me 2 years ago that I meditated for an hour, I probably would have said you were crazy. But I feel more creative today. I'm excited about all the things I have going on at work. I feel so much better in knowing that allowed myself to do time to get myself back to where I needed to be to start this week. So I think having tools definitely has made me um, an exceptional person. I mean, I have bad days and good days, but I'm moving forward in a great way. Like, my journey is not one step. It's been a road, and I can't wait to see where it continues.
I love that you just declared that you're an exceptional person, because
Thank you.
that's just amazing. And you said it with such confidence and ease, like you owned it. And, so that's awesome. Who would love to own that you're an exceptional person, right? Everybody listening and watching are exceptional. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching. You get attracted to what you already are. So, um, to wrap things up, Sarah, so I always ask, what's your number one tool that you've learned that you use daily or weekly that really has helped you stay on track to being this exceptional person that you are?
So I would say doing affirmations. I actually found this journal in researching called a 5 minute journal. And it starts off with saying, what are you grateful for? What are some of your affirmations for the day? What are your goals? And it's short, it's 5 minutes. And then I've noticed throughout the day, I'll add more to it, but it's been that short, sweet little, I'm a confident person. I am a great designer. I'm super successful. I'm healthier than I will, or health. I forget what my healthy one was this week, or I'm getting even healthier every day is what has been in there for a while. But using those tools has definitely improved my way of life. I also do the Superman pose a lot, especially before a nervous construction meeting on Tuesdays I have, where someone's usually yelling at me and I'm just like, nope, not today, sir. But
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. I'll have to do a separate video for the Superwoman pose, Superman pose for everybody watching. But so just one last question. In the time that we work together and going through Fear to Freedom, understanding the chakras, and then we've also done some work outside of that, where were you before you started? And then what do you feel has been the biggest change in your life?
So before we started, my dad had just passed away. I had just lost my aunt. I was feeling super down, super depressed, not very confident in myself, not very, very doubtful in my career, doubtful in life in general. And since doing all of the coursework that we've done together, which has been amazing, I am a way stronger person. I would say the journey, I think I know in a lot of my outlook on it when we first started was like, oh, it's going to be fast. It's going to be great. Like I'm going to be here in a year. And it took me a little bit longer to commit to myself. I would say my weight loss journey was a big part of what we worked on together. And that took me until recently to really fully come into fruition. But it was because I didn't realize that I was working on the deeper issues behind it. So now knowing like I need to be doing my other tools to help with that. Like it's not just about exercise and food. There's other stuff that goes into it. So I think that's definitely been the journey, and the road has definitely been something that I've learned.
And I just want to say that's so important. Your journey is never about what it seems to be about, right? So weight was something that you really wanted. And what you said so beautifully was that it wasn't the weight, that the weight's coming off now because you've done all the emotional stuff and the mental and all of that underneath the ground, like the deeper stuff, like you said. And that's exactly how my journey started as well. I was 60 pounds heavier, maybe even more than I am now. And it was like, oh, I just wanted to be skinny. And it wasn't really, that's not really what I needed. I needed to, this is going back years ago, I needed to release the emotions from some childhood trauma that I had to get rid of in order to do that. So I think that, it's important for people to realize that tuning in, let your body be the messenger. So if you're uncomfortable in your skin and you're uncomfortable with your weight, let that be the messenger that you're uncomfortable somewhere deeper in your life. And it's so important to get to that deeper stuff. So then the weight's like, whoop. And the fact that you are processing and releasing your emotions now, that they're not getting stuck on you. So it's easier to manage your weight. So I'm so excited for you, Sarah. And I, just thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything last that you want to share before I wrap it up?
I think I would just say to everybody out there, just like give yourself permission to feel the way you feel and get ready, because whatever journey you're on is going to be amazing and you're awesome.
Awesome. I love that. Give yourself permission. We all need to give ourselves permission to be who we are and what we need to do. So that's beautiful advice. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really, really appreciate you. And I can't wait to see your results of your manifestation.
Me too. Thanks.
Right. Have a wonderful Monday.
You too.
Bye. So to wrap this up, it was just beautiful to see Sarah so confident and well-spoken and such a different person that I met 2 years ago. Fran, you should be super excited. And so I want to just ask yourself, I want to ask, in tuning in, did you guys take the time, maybe do today, if you haven't, decide, go back to your workbook. What is it that you need to let go of and trust yourself? Remember, it's not about the weight. Like Sarah said, you had to go in deeper. It's deeper into what the real issues were. So what is it that you really need to work on to let go and to trust yourself? How can you trust your inner wisdom more? What blocks do you need to remove? Feel where that lays on you, and what chakra is it? You know, when you say take a breath, just take a breath right now. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And ask yourself, where's the block that you need to remove so that you can listen to your inner wisdom, and just feel where that shows up in your body, and then know what chakra it is. And then start doing some work for that chakra. And then the third question is, what can you do to receive your guidance? What do you need to do to open up the crown chakra? That's what the guidance is. You need to really connect with the crown chakra. So if you're not meditating, I would suggest really start to meditate and be with yourself. It's learning to sit with you so that you can hear your messages. So become aware to make change. I am going to open up this week an application page for the Fear to Freedom course. If you're interested in wanting to really take charge of your life and make some monumental changes, learn the chakras, dive in, be able to take a day or a minute to get over your triggers, as Sarah has, where she said it used to take her months to do. I am going to be putting an application page up by Thursday, and I'm taking applications to start our new course the end of September. So if that's for you, I will make sure you get the information. But take this, become aware, tune into your chakras, stay on course, stay committed, and just recognize where you need to go in to do the healing. Love you. Have a great day.